The country is getting hotter politically, and many Zimbabweans are now watching every move happening inside government very closely because things are no longer looking normal behind the scenes. Tendai Biti has now come out strongly again, and this time he is not holding back at all. He is speaking with anger, frustration, and serious concern about where Zimbabwe is going. And honestly, many citizens are now paying attention because life is becoming harder for ordinary people, while political tension keeps rising every week. Before we continue, make sure you like this video right now and subscribe to the channel because we are bringing you deep Zimbabwe stories in a simple way everybody can understand. Share this video too because this matter is serious and people need to hear the full story carefully. Thus now let us go straight into the real gist. Tendai Biti is saying Zimbabwe is entering a dangerous political moment, and according to him, the leadership is now focusing more on protecting power instead of fixing people's lives. He believes the country is slowly moving into another difficult season where citizens may lose trust in the democratic system completely if things continue this way. And the reason he is very angry now is because of the constitutional issue currently causing confusion and tension across the country. There are strong debates around changing certain political rules, and many opposition voices believe these changes could allow President Mnangagwa to stay in power longer than expected. This matter has now divided opinions everywhere. Some people are saying the government wants stability and continuity. Others are saying, no, this is about extending power and controlling the political future of Zimbabwe. And honestly, once citizens start arguing heavily about the constitution, that is when you know politics has entered a serious stage. Tendai Biti did not speak like a politician trying to play games. No, he spoke like somebody who believes the country is approaching a major turning point. He warned that leaders must respect the constitution and respect the voice of the people, because if citizens lose faith in elections and democracy, frustration can grow very quickly. And let us be honest with each other here. Most ordinary Zimbabweans right now are not waking up every morning thinking about politicians. They are thinking about survival. People are thinking about food prices, transport costs, school fees, electricity problems, business struggles, rents, medical bills, and jobs, especially the youths. Many young people are frustrated because they finish school and still cannot find proper opportunities. Some are trying small hustles every day just to survive. Others are leaving the country looking for better opportunities outside Zimbabwe. So when politicians start talking about extending power, while ordinary people are suffering, emotions naturally become high. That is why Tendai Biti's message is now connecting with many frustrated citizens. And one thing about Biti is that he knows how to speak strongly. He is a lawyer, he understands politics deeply, and he knows how to attack government policies in a way that attracts attention very fast. This is not the first time he has criticized Mnangagwa's administration, but this latest situation feels different because the political environment is becoming more tense than before. And the more tension increases, the more people start asking difficult questions. Can Zimbabwe move forward peacefully? Will elections still be trusted? Can the economy improve under the current system? Will political divisions continue growing? These are the questions many citizens are now asking quietly in homes, buses, markets, workplaces, and social media discussions every day. And while all this is happening, the economy is still putting pressure on ordinary people. Yes, there are some positive developments in mining and business sectors, but many citizens still feel the benefits are not reaching the average person properly. Some families are struggling heavily, some businesses are barely surviving. Some workers feel salaries are not matching the cost of living. And when economic pressure combines with political frustration, that is when national conversations become very emotional. Now, another thing making this situation more interesting is that there are also signs of disagreements inside the ruling party itself. And once internal disagreements start appearing in powerful political parties, people immediately start paying attention. Because usually strong ruling parties try to show unity in public at all times. But lately, some former liberation war figures and political insiders have shown concerns about the direction the country is taking. That alone tells you something important is happening quietly behind the scenes. And Tendai Biti is using that moment to increase pressure even more. He is basically telling Zimbabweans that this is the time to speak out before things become worse politically. Now, whether somebody supports Biti or not, one thing nobody can deny is that Zimbabwe is entering a sensitive political season. The political atmosphere feels heavy. The public conversations are becoming louder. Citizens are becoming more vocal online, and everybody is watching the future very carefully. Now, let us talk about Mnangagwa himself. When Mnangagwa became president after the Mugabe era, many people had high hopes. Citizens expected a fresh start. They expected economic reforms, better governance, and international re-engagement. There was excitement at first. People thought maybe Zimbabwe was entering a new chapter. But years later, many citizens now feel progress has been slower than expected. Some say life has not improved enough. Some say corruption is still affecting development. Others believe government officials are disconnected from ordinary people's daily struggles. And because of that disappointment, opposition voices like Tendai Biti are finding more room to attack the government strongly. Now, here is where the story becomes even deeper. The constitutional issue is not just about politics alone. No, it is about trust. Because once citizens start feeling that rules can be changed depending on who is in power, fear starts growing. People begin wondering whether leaders are protecting democracy or protecting themselves politically. And once that fear spreads widely, political tension increases naturally. That is exactly what we are seeing now. Some citizens believe extending political terms may create instability in the future. Others believe changing constitutional rules can damage Zimbabwe's international image. And international image matters a lot because investors also watch political stability carefully before bringing business into a country. So this whole matter affects more than politicians. It affects jobs, it affects investment, it affects business confidence, it affects the economy. That is why many people are now following this story closely. And one thing you must understand is this: Zimbabwean politics is never simple. Never. There are always layers behind every political move. Sometimes what people see publicly is only a small part of the real battle happening quietly behind closed doors. Power struggles, succession battles, internal negotiations, political alliances. All these things happen silently while ordinary citizens only see the final public drama later. And right now, many analysts believe powerful political figures are already thinking ahead about the future leadership direction of the country. That is why every political statement now carries heavy meaning. Even small speeches are now being analyzed carefully. And Tendai Biti understands this very well. That is why he is speaking loudly now. While public frustration is already high, he knows many citizens are emotionally tired, and honestly, people are tired, very tired. Citizens want peace, they want stable prices, they want proper hospitals, they want reliable electricity, they want functioning roads, they want business opportunities, they want jobs for the youths. People are simply asking for a better quality of life. And anytime citizens feel these things are not improving fast enough, opposition politicians gain more support naturally. Now, another interesting thing happening is social media. Social media is now changing political discussions completely in Zimbabwe. Years ago, political conversations were controlled mostly by television and newspapers. But today, one video can spread across the whole country in hours. One political speech can trend everywhere immediately. One emotional interview can change public discussions very quickly. And that is why political leaders are now more careful about public image than ever before. Because citizens are watching everything closely. Now, let me tell you something important. Zimbabweans are very politically aware people. Very aware. Even ordinary vendors in the streets understand politics deeply because politics affects survival directly. People discuss politics while buying tomatoes. They discuss politics in taxis. They discuss politics at football viewing centers. They discuss politics at family gatherings. Because the political direction of the country affects everybody's daily life directly. And right now, the country feels politically restless. There is uncertainty. People are watching. People are waiting. and people want answers. Now, some supporters of the ruling party believe the opposition is exaggerating everything for political attention. They argue that government is trying to maintain stability and continue national development projects. And to be fair, every political story always has different sides. Yeah, but the challenge is this. When public trust starts weakening, even normal government actions begin creating suspicion. That is the real danger. And trust is not easy to rebuild once citizens lose confidence in leadership. Now, another thing making this situation emotional is Zimbabwe's history. Citizens remember difficult economic periods from the past. They remember painful moments. They remember uncertainty. That memory still lives strongly in many families today. So anytime political tension rises again, people naturally become nervous because nobody wants the country to return to difficult times again. That is why this current political debate feels heavier than ordinary politics. People are worried about the future. And honestly, nobody can fully predict how things will develop from here. But one thing is certain.
Yeah, the political battle is far from over. More speeches are coming. More political pressure is coming. More debates are coming. And more tension may still come as different political groups continue fighting for influence and control. That is why you must stay informed at all times. And please, if you are enjoying this breakdown, like this video right now and subscribe to the channel because we are bringing you deep Zimbabwe political stories in a simple and professional way everybody can understand. Share this video with friends and family too because these conversations are important. Now let us continue the gist deeper. One thing many people are noticing lately is that Zimbabwe's political atmosphere now feels very emotional, even among ordinary citizens who normally avoid politics completely. Why?
So because people are feeling pressure from different directions at the same time. The economy is demanding. Life is expensive for many families. And uncertainty about the future is making people nervous. So when Tendai Biti comes out strongly attacking the government, many citizens stop and listen carefully because they also have frustrations inside them already. And Biti knows how to speak in a way that touches emotions. He speaks directly, he speaks with confidence, and he often presents himself like somebody sounding an alarm before things become worse. That is why his recent comments are spreading quickly among political discussions across the country. Now, some people believe opposition politicians are using public frustration to gain political support ahead of future elections. Others believe they are genuinely trying to protect democracy and constitutional order. Again, different people see the situation differently. But regardless of political sides, one thing everybody agrees on is this. Zimbabwe is entering a very important political period. Very important. And the decisions made during this season could shape the country for many years ahead.